The city of Bangor is filing a second lawsuit against the Bangor Mall. Marlia Clipston has more.
According to court documents, the mall failed to maintain a stormwater pipe, which eventually led to human excrement to fall into the Penjajawick stream. They say back in May, Bangor's stormwater manager notified the mall owners when he observed sinkholes above the stormwater pipe, which commonly indicate a structural defect in the piping. The lawsuit says the owners continued to ignore the city's request to fix the problem. In August, the city was notified of a broken sewer line at the mall where they found catastrophic damage to the mall's sewer main, which was discharging sewer into the sinkhole that entered the mall's stormwater line. The city is requesting the owners pay thousands in fines and fees, as well as reimbursing the city for the cost of damages and cleanup. They are also requesting a court-ordered inspection of all private sewer and stormwater infrastructure, as well as an emergency response plan with contact information for the person in charge on site when issues happen.